So before we get going, a little bit later we're going to be over at Fortress Antonio, where Jesus is flogged, and he's meeting Pilate. And I can't bring my Bible through the Temple Mount because we're coming through the Temple Mount. They're very cautious about bringing sacred items in here. So I'm going to read this verse, and I want you to remember it when we get over there. He was oppressed. Now this is in Isaiah. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb he was led to the slaughter, like a sheep before the shears is done. I can't read that over there, so just remember that, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, everybody say Gethsemane.
Gethsemane.
And they went to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." And he took with them Peter, James, and John, and began to be greatly distressed and troubled. And he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch." And going a little further, he fell on his ground to pray, and if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, "Abba, Father," meaning Daddy, "what's up here? All things are possible to thee. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what thou wilt." And he came and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter and Simon, "Are you asleep? Simon, are you asleep? Could you not watch 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak." And again he went away and prayed, and came back and said the same words. And again he found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to answer him. And he came a third time and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? It is enough. The hour has come. The Son of Man is betrayed in the hands of sinners. Rise and let us be going. My betrayer is at hand." And immediately, while he was still speaking, Judas came, one of the 12, and with him a crowd with swords and clubs, and the priests and the scribes and elders. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I shall kiss, seize him and lead him away under guard." And when he came, he went up and once said, "Master," and he kissed him. And they laid hands on him and seized him. But the one of those who stood by drew his sword and struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his ear. We know who that was, right? It was Peter. And Jesus said to them, "Have you come out against a robber with swords and clubs to capture me? Day after day I was with you in the temple and teaching, and you did not seize me. But let the scriptures be fulfilled." And they took and forsook him, and all fled. It was all within 100 yards of here somewhere. So you're standing on that place.